Nawala. Hi guys! Do you find yourself always getting ambushed by enemies? Are you always overextending yourself and then getting ganked by enemies? Do you want to be able to predict where the enemies will go? Do you want to level up fast and roam the map efficiently? Then you have come to the right place. This month, we celebrate Mobile Legends Map Awareness Month, where we guide you on how to be aware of the minimap on top of your screen and how to efficiently use it to your advantage. First, let's talk about the minimap. This simple map with radar functionality is very crucial in this game if you want an upper hand against your opponents. And frankly, most Legend to Mythic players make use of their minimap, which separates them from being a noob to being a pro. So what's with this map? First, it displays location of your character and teammates. Enemies are hidden until they are near enough for your team to see. You can also see your team's minion waves as well as the enemies as long as any of you are near them. Jungle monsters are also displayed on this map. The purple ones are the buffs, the green ones are the usual creeps, the yellow ones are the crabs. They may or may not be there, but that will only update on your map once you go near. Aside from seeing everyone's positions on the map, you can also use some of its tools to communicate to your team. If you tap this small circular icon on the bottom of the map will expand, allowing you to do certain actions. Tap anywhere on the map to ping your teammates about something on the map. It gives off a signal that can be used to warn your team about a certain location or tell them to follow you there, or whatever you want them to look at the map for. Pinging on your turrets will signal them to defend the turret. This can help to avoid leaving your turret defenseless. Pinging on enemies' turrets, however, will signal attack that turret. This can help remind your teammates that pushing enemy lanes is more important than over-jungling and stealing kills. Pinging on the Lord will signal your team to attack the Lord. Use it with caution since there is always the right time to take the Lord. Other stuff you can do is, while the enemies can be seen in the map, you can tap the map enlarge button, and on the right side of the map, you can see the enemies' faces listed here. Tap on them to send a signal to your team telling them that you should prioritize killing that dude. So with just the map, you can at some extent communicate with your team effectively without having to chat all the time just to say, "Nasa Lord sila, sugurin mo, Laila!" One more tip. Natawa pag nakikita ko. One more tip on the HUD is when you look on this upper part, you'll see the faces of your teams and sometimes a green dot is displayed. The green dot indicates that that hero has this ultimate skill available. If you factor this information in the game, it will give you better decision making if you should fight or flight. In simple usage, if most of your tank has their ult available, it's generally a good idea to clash with the enemies since you got your back with this ult. But if you don't see anyone from your team have their ult ready, more likely it is better for you to back down for a while. Hope that helps. So now that you know how to use the map and learned of its functionalities, next you should learn is to have map awareness. Map awareness! To put it simply, it's just simple. Look at the map 90% of the time. Look at the map while walking towards your lane. Look at the map while you clear waves. Look at the map while you jungle. Look at the map while you approach to teamfight. Look at the map while you listen to my voice. And sometimes you have to aim your skills while looking at the map. By doing this, you'll always be aware of your team's position as well as the enemies. You can quickly see if there's an enemy trying to ambush you. You can quickly see if in a teamfight your allies are already dead or alive. You can even spot some enemies going inside the bush to wait for ambush. These informations will greatly affect your decision making in teamfights initiation. split pushing, ganking, lord stealing, generally making you a better person in the society. That's all I can tell you for today. If I try to explain how to decide in every situation and every moment, it will take me forever because there are countless of possibilities that can happen in a single time. So, because of that, I told my Discord members to share their tips and tricks about map awareness and how to even level up faster than anyone. And for that, let's welcome Vexen as the voice of the people.
Let's first talk about the map awareness. The last thing you want when you're pushing a lane or walking through the jungle, and you all of a sudden you see 5 heroes ready to jump on you and leave you dead for good while your team is calling you a noob for not looking at the map again. So how do I prevent this from happening over and over, you wonder? We decided to ask some of our Discord members, and here are some of the results.
Make sure you don't chat halfway while walking to your lane. Also, if for example you walk up to a single enemy and they run towards you, it is better to run away to avoid gank. A very common mistake every player does is letting the MM go mid and not the mage or assassin. But I mean the mages who have a lot of mobility.
As a support and tank main, it is my duty to check the map as often and as fast as possible. Face check the bushes to check for enemies on site. Also, I signal and send messages about my teammate often about the enemy. Now, if you're confused on what face checking is, it is when you go into the bush without knowing who is in there. It might be the whole entire 5-man team, which is really dangerous. This is why tanks should always go face check before the marksman does, or anyone else.
MM should split push side lane in early game and retreat as soon as their team stopped or finished ganking, as the enemy are likely to gank you now. I use Hayabusa, and most of the time I go mid lane for better rotation. So many tips.
For me to level up faster is to add more move speed.
I'm noob, so I don't know any tips. As a tank player, I'll help mid laner for the first wave, then help with buff. Rotate to top to help with gold crab.
To gank, I usually go top or bot because I usually trio or T-man and there is always another tank. So if you got side lane, take buff. If you are with a mage or assassin, then carry on to clear minion, then jungle. If you take buff first, use second skill first. I hate to type. Go watch my video to learn how to JS gank the quickest way. Someone tag Oyyy!
Should tank roam? Definitely. Tanks should roam, like Grok, Mino, Gatot. These tanks should roam. Let's hit all jungle, always bring retry and take both buff. KS 24/7.
Leveling up faster. In mid lane, after clearing the wave before the time when a farm is going to spawn, go to the nearest farm and be sure to be there before anyone else to be advanced at farming. Crab spawns in a minute of the game, so after clearing mid lane, you should still have a few seconds to take on the buff with a team member to make it faster, so you will have enough time to go clear the minion wave after taking the buff. But in taking the buff, you need to have a retribution, and if you use it as fast as possible on the buff, it starts its cooldown ASAP. As a jungle main, map awareness is essential. I check the map every time I gank or kill to keep moving. I recall only if I really need to, and try to score more objectives as I check it, while jungling because I wait for the cooldown. For me, rotation is one of the most important part of every match. It's game changing unless when the enemy team is already fit.
Anyway, guys, if you want to join the discussions to learn more tips and tricks from the experts, join my Discord server, link below. I hope you learned something new today and finally have a new skill called map awareness. Practice these tips and master the map, and you'll be a true pro in no time. That's all for today. See you soon!
Yeah, I know.